So my struggle with weight began, I would say, shortly after we got married, and we've been married 23 years this fall. So I'd like to say it was his fault and blame it all on him, but that really isn't true. My weight began basically as a result of some really bad habits that developed really early in our marriage. I'm a registered nurse, and I was working second shift at a local hospital, which means I would get finished with my shift around 11:30 at night, come home. My husband was also working a second shift job at the time, and we meet at home. We had no kids yet. We were young, and I really wasn't a very good cook. So we would go out to eat, and the only places that are open that time of night are, not so healthy. And we would eat a large dinner, come home, watch television, go to bed late, get up late, and just developed a lot of bad habits as far as our lifestyle goes early on. That was compounded by the fact that shortly after getting married, a couple years into our marriage, I got pregnant. We had our first daughter, and a few years after that, had another healthy pregnancy, had another healthy daughter. And with each pregnancy, gained some weight, didn't lose it, and found myself about 100 pounds plus overweight. That was pretty devastating to me. I really hated the fact that I was that heavy, but I really didn't know how to change it. I tried some of the popular weight loss programs out there. I would see some short-term success and just eventually lose my motivation, fall off my program, and gain all the weight back, plus some extra weight. And just found myself in this whirlwind of despair, really. I felt very hopeless and tried to tell myself I was okay. My life was happy. I have two beautiful daughters. I have a loving husband, a fulfilling career. But it was just always that thing that I couldn't control. I had no control. I felt I had no control over my weight. And it weighed heavily on me, caused me to want to withdraw from social situations, which is not like me. I'm a very social, outgoing person. But you really don't feel like putting yourself out there when you don't like the way you look. It just affects everything you do. And kind of the deciding factor for me was the fact that I now had these two little girls who were looking to me to set a healthy role model, to show them what it looks like to live a healthy lifestyle, and I knew I was just failing in that regard. And that was brought to my attention in a rather painful way when our youngest daughter was in 5th grade. A phone call from the school counselor called me at home and said that I need to come pick my daughter up from school that day. She's refusing to ride the school bus home. And that was very odd. And I asked why, and the counselor wouldn't tell me. She just said I needed to talk with my daughter. So I got to the school and asked my daughter, what's wrong? Why won't you ride the school bus? And she wouldn't really look at me. And I could tell right away it had something to do with me. And eventually I asked her again, why? What's going on? What's wrong? And she said that one of the little guys she goes to school with, they were on the playground all talking about their moms. And one of them made the comment that Megan's mom is fat and ugly. And that was really painful, mainly because I could see it bothered my daughter. Not that she was ashamed of me, but it bothered her because she was hurt for me. And that really, really hurt me because now my weight problem was my daughter's problem. And she was feeling the need to come to my defense. And I wish I could tell you that day was the day I decided to change my life and my health. But it was a few years later, really, that I found the program that eventually led me out of obesity. I had a friend who posted a picture of herself on Facebook, of herself on the journey of weight loss. And I just reached out to her and said, what are you doing? And she responded and told me about this program. And I was scared. I was terrified of failure. But I remember calling my coach and just saying, what's going to be different this time? And she said, I just need you to try it. Just give it 2 weeks, give it a month, and see how you feel. And she was right. In about probably less than 2 weeks, I remember telling Matt, I am not only going to lose a few pounds, I am actually going to get to a healthy weight, something I absolutely never felt was possible before on any other weight loss program I tried. And the difference was, I was not hungry. I did not have cravings, and I was a carbohydrate addict. Love my carbs. So I no longer craved that. And I felt successful every day because I would get up and I would see results on the scales. It was moving along in the right direction. And I was so motivated, so full of energy. And eventually I went on to lose 100 pounds, reached a healthy weight, and I've never looked back.
And going into it, I just wanted to feel better. I was working in a very stressful job. I was working a lot of hours a week. I was physically exhausted. Mentally, I was completely stressed out. I was about 50 pounds overweight. My goal was, I just want to feel better. I want to feel better physically, and I want to feel better about myself. And so I got on the program, got connected with a coach, our health coach, Shirley. And by the end of that first week, I felt really good. Like I had energy, the scales were going down, I was totally pumped. I felt fantastic. And what my coach helped me realize was that I had met my goal by the end of that first week. Because my goal was to feel better, and I did. And what she did for me is she helped me figure out what my motivation was going to be to continue this. Because I had to figure out why being healthy was important to me. Not just skinny, but why being healthy was important to me. And we went through this process, and I started to dream a little bit about what that would look like for me. What would change in my life if I lived a healthy lifestyle? If that was the best match that I could be? What would I be able to do? Who else would benefit from this? And once I started to get a picture in my mind of that life that I wanted, what it did is it made me mindful of my choices. That I could either make a choice every day to walk one step closer to that life I wanted, or I could choose to stay right where I was, or God forbid, start walking backwards. And in about 4.5 months, I had lost 50 pounds. And Audrey and I have learned exactly what we need to do to live a healthy lifestyle. The plan was the easy part. The hardest part was making the decision to actually do it. And I'm so glad that we decided. I'm so glad Audrey made the decision first, because she led the way for our family. It has been the most amazing decision we've ever made in our lives.